Hey guys, how's it going? How's your week going? So at this point in life, a lot of my friends are having birthdays. And a lot as in like 5, because I only have like 5 friends, you know. Yay! Anyway, everybody's getting older and everything, and I have some friends who are becoming teenagers this year. That's exciting, right? I mean, teenagers, you're old, you're free, and you can do whatever you want because you're a teenager. It's not, it's not as fun as you'd think it would be. Now, the scariest thing for me, at least, about being a teenager is the realization that anything you do in your teenage years will have an influence on your later life. You'll be fine, just relax, don't panic. Please don't do that. When you're a teenager, you're probably finishing up middle school and going into high school, and that can be exciting, right? I mean, new faces, new building, and new people, it's pretty cool. I know one thing a lot of people struggle with is like who they are and how people think, what people think of them, and when you're going into high school, I know people can be pretty judgmental, and you know, nobody likes to be judged. So it was going into the new building, going into a new school, and being the youngest kids in the school can be kind of tricky. So I mean, people might leave some of their old friends and befriend some upperclassmen so that they become more popular and everything. And I mean, sometimes you make great friends who are older than you, and sometimes you're leaving behind some pretty good friends and you don't realize it till later, and that kind of stinks. Another thing about high school is that your grades actually count for something at this point. I mean, not that they didn't matter earlier or anything, but if you don't do well in high school, then you won't get into a good college, and if you don't get into a good college, then you won't get a good job, and if you don't get a good job, then you might not have a lot of money, and you might be just barely scraping the bottom of the barrel with your life and everything. And I mean, that's not bad, but it's not the preferred way of living. So I mean, there's a lot of pressure in high school on doing really well. But don't worry, you've only got 4 years of high school. It's not that bad. You're only in high school for 4 years, which I mean, some people might be like, oh, that's such a long time. But really, it really will go by. It'll go by really fast in a painfully slow kind of way. But it's true. It does go by really fast. It's like you're living through, you're just like, oh, okay, another day of school, you know, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're done. It's like, what? What just happened? Well, I was just in school yesterday, you know. And then you're done. When you get to your later years of high school, you're encouraged to get a job. And I'm okay with that because I can earn some money to buy stuff that I need or save it for college or something like that. I don't really know. I'm personally more of a spender than a saver, so I'll just go out and buy more food. Hooray! But the tricky thing is that a lot of places around me hire at 16, and I'm only 15, so I can't get a job. My parents keep telling me, just get a job because your older siblings had jobs when they were your age and you should get a job too, but I cannot get a job. Nobody will hire me. To be honest, I've only sent out a couple applications, but still, I go around looking for jobs and everything's like, oh, hire, you have to be 18 or older to hire. Oh, you have to be 21 or older to be hired, and it's tricky. Now, one of the things that I really don't like about being a teenager is the fact that people expect you to be an adult and make adult decisions, but then they never really give you the chance. I mean, you're in high school and people are still there and they're still telling you what to do, and they're still looking down on you like they're older than you are and they're wiser and they know what they're doing, and you're just a stupid teenager who doesn't know what they're doing. So you're never really given the opportunity. Then all of a sudden, you're out of high school, you're going out into the world, and you have no idea what to do because nobody ever told you, because they didn't take the time. That frustrates me because then you go out and people expect you to know all these things and do all these things, and then you can't do them, and then they get upset with you, and it's nothing that you did, it's nothing that you can really fix. I mean, you can go out and try and learn it now, but overall, there's nothing you can do about it, and people are just going to be upset, and you know, that's something else. Don't let this scare you out of wanting to be a teenager, because your teenage years can be pretty cool. I mean, you can get a permit and you can get a license, and you can go and get a cool job. I know my siblings all had jobs when they were my age, and they met some pretty cool people, and they're still friends now, and I think that's pretty cool. But I'm also saying that being a teenager isn't necessarily a walk in the park either. T-shirt, park. Ah! Being a teenager is kind of tricky, and I mean, it might be something that you've heard before, but it's something to experience. One of the most important things that I'd say I've learned so far is that there are going to be people out there who aren't going to like you and who are going to say things that aren't very nice to you or do things that aren't very nice to you. And that's just part of life. I mean, sometimes it might be something that you said or did, but sometimes they're just out there and they just don't like you and there's nothing you can do about it. So my advice is just let it go. If they don't like you, that's their problem, not yours. You are who you are, and you are special, and you are awesome. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good week, and I will see you next week with another video. Peace.